In Libya, civil war is raging and strongman Muammar Gaddafi is poised to retake control of key rebel positions. Where is the world's policeman? In years past, the U.S. military might already have intervened. Not this time. The official American position, you might call it ambiguity. That troubles Robert Danin of the Council on Foreign Relations. Robert is an expert on Middle East and African studies and a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State. He's on the phone with us from Washington. Robert, what should the United States be doing that we're not doing right now?
Well, I think in short, what we need to be doing is trying to coalesce the international community around a single position on how to handle the situation in Libya.
Are we not doing that? Do you not believe? But look, you're a former State Department official. You know what goes on behind the scenes. Do you not believe that we're trying to push the Russians and the Germans, who apparently are recalcitrant in this regard, to take a firmer, public, open stand on Libya and impose a no-fly zone at the very least?
Well, we ourselves have been very ambiguous about whether or not we want a no-fly zone. We've been debating this now for several weeks, and we've reached the point now where the utility of a no-fly zone has actually diminished greatly. So even if we were to achieve a no-fly zone now, it may be too late.
So if we were to try and reverse the course of events in Libya, you believe that at this point it might actually require some kind of much more concerted military action?
I'm afraid so. It made sense in a situation where the rebels had taken control of a great deal of territory in Libya, but those gains have been reversed. During that time, a no-fly zone would have given the rebels cover in order to advance on Tripoli and make further gains. But now the tide has shifted the other way. The rebels are now entrenched in their last stronghold, Benghazi, and it looks like Gaddafi is likely to mount his offensive against Benghazi sometime in the next day or two.
Robert, what is it that President Obama and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton are afraid of? Why aren't they taking a firmer stand? Why isn't a U.S. warship sending planes over Libya?
Look, they have a legitimate concern. Once you start military activities, you don't know where it's going to lead you. And they've made a determination that we have a lot of other things on our plate, and they've been focused on Saudi Arabia. They've been focused on Egypt. We now have the tsunami in Japan. It's hard to do many things at once, but it's clear that they have not felt that Libya merits the type of intervention that the Arab League or many in Europe believe is warranted.
So is it clear to you right now that if the United States does not band together, say, with France and with Great Britain to do something, Muammar Gaddafi is going to retake control of the country and we'll be back where we were before, perhaps in a worse position because he is clearly an enemy of the United States and the West now?
Well, I think what's likely to happen now is he's likely to retake Benghazi. The rebels are likely to be suppressed somewhat, and we may see continuing insurgency in Libya, but the taking of significant parts of territory, at one point it looked like Gaddafi was about to fall. All that is gone now.
All right, Robert, thanks very much for your insights. Robert Danin, a senior fellow for Middle Eastern and African Studies at the Council on Foreign Relations, a former senior official at the State Department.